All right, I'm Garrett Burton,
And I'm Sam Densley.
and we're going to be answering question one of part nine of week nine. And question one says, explain what a species is and differentiate between the biological, phylogenetic, and morphospecies concepts. Um, so for a species, I said a species is defined by the text as being the smallest evolutionarily independent unit, meaning mutation, selection, gene flow, and drift operate on populations separately. And so the morphospecies concept classifies organisms into species based on phenotypic characteristics. And the book mentioned that this can cause some issues because maybe one researcher won't classify an organism the same as another researcher.
Okay. And then the other two were phylogenetic and biological species concepts. The phylogenetic species concept focuses on identifying species by morphology, which are groups of lineages that have all of the known descendants of a single common ancestor. And so, like in this concept, species are identified by estimating the phylogeny of closely related populations, and then by finding the smallest monophyletic group. And then lastly is the biological species concept. And the criterion for identifying evolutionary independence in this one is through reproductive isolation. So basically, if organisms don't hybridize in nature, or if when they do, the offspring are infertile, then that's when they're considered a separate species. So.
And for an open-ended question, my research paper's on the evolution of cutthroat trout, and I was thinking about um, how species are defined, like our question talks about. Um, and with this particular species, there's a lot of subspecies, and some of them are morphologically different, like they're phenotypically different. They have different numbers of chromosomes, um, but they are able to reproduce and produce viable offspring. So I guess that's why they're still considered a species, even though like um, the biological, the morphological concepts are kind of violated, although it can produce viable offspring. But other species in the same genus can also hybridize and produce viable offspring as well. So it just seems like it's a kind of a gray area. So maybe some feedback would be good. So I think that's all I have.